For the third straight year, the Tampa Bay Lightning will play in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. And for the second straight time, I'm sitting here before you, face to face on camera, telling you we will win the Stanley Cup. 10 months ago, I stood in this exact same location, and I was crowing to the Chicago Blackhawks who beat us in 6 games to win the Stanley Cup. After being up in that series, I had the emotional strength to get up on here and give the Blackhawks their proper respect. That isn't happening this year. This year, I'm going to get the proper respect. I'm going to get my Stanley Cup victory lap this year. Whether if I have to get it through getting through the Islanders, whether if I have to get into the Red Wings, the Islanders, the Panthers, the Flyers, the Capitals, the Penguins, the Rangers, whether if we're going to have to face Dallas, Minnesota, St. Louis, Chicago again, Anaheim, Nashville, San Jose, or LA in the Stanley Cup Finals. No matter, throw me any fucking team, and we will beat them to win the Stanley Cup. Some of you may think I'm being a little unrealistic right now. You know what I say? It's the fucking playoffs, and I believe my team could win. See, I'm one of those fans that I passionately and mean the words when I say it at the beginning of each period. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I mean it every fucking time I say it, no matter if we're down by 4 or up by 4. So what if we're without Stamkos and Strawman? I'm not saying we don't need those guys, but we have guys to replace them. We have tons of talent. Minus Stamkos, okay, throw me Tyler Johnson. Minus Strawman, okay, throw me Victor Hedman, Brady Coburn, Jason Garrison. Hell, even bring up the new kid Slater Cuckoo. He plays fucking amazing. He's young, he's quick, he's aggressive, he creates scoring chances. Fuck, look at Jonathan Drouin. First night he got called up. He came and scored a goal. And even when we were getting our asses kicked by Montreal, he scored a goal. Look for Jonathan Drouin to be hot this series. Tyler Johnson, he was on the morning skate this morning. Don't doubt for a second he's not making his best effort to come play tomorrow night. And if Tyler Johnson can play, believe me, that kid will suit up and play. Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov, Cedric Paquette, Valtteri Filppula, Red Wing fans know him, JT Brown. Damn, can name me the whole damn team, because we're that good. The only person on our team that sucks, completely 100% sucks, is Matt Carl. Everybody else, they're either average to really good. Well, the only person, in my opinion, that really sucks on our team is Matt Carl. And that's it. Everybody else, their reasons we're going to hoist the Stanley Cup in the beginning of June. It's been so long since the Tampa team has won a title. 2004. The Rays went and lost the World Series. The Lightning went to the Eastern Conference Finals, lost in 11. The Lightning lost the Stanley Cup last year. It's been too long. I've waited long enough. I've seen more heartbreaks than successes. I've seen the Rays go to the World Series, then lose it. I've seen the Lightning go to the Eastern Conference Finals, go to the Game 7, lose it by a goal. I've seen the Lightning go play in the Stanley Cup Finals, go get a 2-1 series lead, and they lose it. I've seen the Bucks multiple playoff hopes. They blow it. I've seen the Bucks in the playoffs twice. Edel Shepard dropping a beautiful pass by Chris Sims. Yes, Chris Sims actually had a cannon for an arm before his spleen ruptured. I've seen us lose to the eventual Super Bowl champion Giants. I saw Georgia 4 yards to 2 to 4 yards away from winning the SEC championship in 2012. Thank you, Mark Richt. I've seen Florida State win the national title. That was something pretty cool. I've seen the Heat win 2 championships. That was pretty cool. I've seen Dale Jr. win the Daytona 500. That was cool. But there's 2 sports where my heart will live and die for over all those other sports. And that's football and hockey. You know, there's two sides to your chest. On one side I bleed red and pewter, on the other side I bleed blue. And no, I don't bleed blue for Michigan or any of those other fucking teams, like Carolina or any. I bleed this kind of blue for this team. Nothing will mean more to me than watching the Bucks win a Lombardi and the Lightning winning a Stanley Cup. Like I said, the other stuff has been cool. But no sport means more to me than professional football and professional hockey. And I've waited too fucking long for this to come. Does that mean I'll stop rooting for my teams if they don't win the Stanley Cup or the Super Bowl? Fuck no. But I've waited fucking long enough for this. I'll never forget how I felt last year. That was probably out of all the heartbreaks I've named, that was probably the hardest one I've ever had to swallow. But if I remember correctly, word for word, I think A-Bomb posted in that same video. A-Bomb said you don't get the joy of winning a championship without the feeling of defeat. I think it was something like that. I actually took that to mind. It sucked losing that Stanley Cup. It hurt so bad. I carried that with me until we beat them back here in January. And I still carry it with me right now. That pain won't go away from me until we win the Stanley Cup. I'm sorry. But we were that close. We were 2 wins away. And we blew it. And that still sticks to me. Just like T. Spence doesn't let the 2014 series against the Kings, go. If any time in my life I needed a Tampa team to do something, it's right now. If there's any time in my life I needed the Lightning or the Bucks to do something, it is right the fuck now. You know, I got a lot of personal shit going on in my life. And, you know, I'm not going to get on here and tell you all what they are. But in times like this, I turn to my sports teams. And they got to come through for me right now. Whether that means winning the Stanley Cup or winning the Lombardi in January. I could really use a championship back in Tampa. So, Tampa Bay Lightning, if you, by some grace of God miracle, come across this, please, for your fans, me especially, win the fucking Stanley Cup. Please.